Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trust and tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the leader of all the buzzards in attendance.
Yes.
Show them your fireflies. Let them spread. Let them glisten in the darkness. Let them guide you to the promised land. Follow his embrace.
Follow, cuz we don't need the Scooticle anymore.
Oh, is this what we're doing? The uncrowned king of the shadows? Scoot Wyatt?
All we need. We
are
all we need.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can top that. I mean, we don't have the heartthrob right now. I mean, that'd be the one. That'd be the way to top that shit.
That would,
because I mean, he has a following of the ladies. So I guess the best way to continue on from that is just to continue on from that. So Scoot, I'm pretty sure you have a lot in the chamber.
Yeah, man, we got some things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because for the people out there who didn't realize, we changed up our format with Tag Me In. Tag Me In is just more of a informative, what's just going on in wrestling, rather than a sticking to one show type situation. So just to get that other pre-warning, probably the next time around we won't do it because it will be 3 episodes in. So if you ain't on the train, then catch up. Yeah. I said it. All right.
Through that.
First and foremost, we will start off once again a little bit sad. Just a little bit. It was Mr. Brody Lee's birthday yesterday. So of course, us here in Tag would like to wish him a heavenly happy birthday. We do miss you, Brody. We do miss you. Family, friends, all of that. Fans, we do miss you. He would have been 42.
Really? Would have been 42?
He would have been 42. Yeah. So we do miss you, Brody.
Well, we still got little Brody, so.
Oh yeah, we still got little Brody. All right, so I guess you want to just go in succession of just WWE to AEW. We could just keep it in that format. So
yeah, that's fine.
First up, Kevin Owens re-signed to the E. He signed the contract and he's like, I'm staying. So all of the rumors, all of the talk of him potentially going to All Elite will be shelved for a while.
Yeah.
And apparently, I just read today too, it's reports that Zayn is going to resign as well.
I saw those as well. They just haven't confirmed that officially.
Yeah.
They did confirm that Owens re-signed because that it was an easy decision. Says I'm pretty sure the money was probably a big component of that.
He mentioned about his family in it, so saying that I'm pretty sure they damn near gave him a king's ransom.
Yeah.
To say
all those fucking releases, they saved a ton of money and was like, you know what? We'll go ahead and throw it at him, which actually makes sense on fucking Liv Morgan's promo.
Right.
With Becky Lynch saying that, because your big fat contract is the reason some of my friends aren't here. Where well, I guess all these releases start to make more sense because they know who they want to keep around to help the company instead of just like, but it is what it is on that, and I'm not mad at it. I think that there probably was his intention was to probably go to AEW, just with the way that things were going, and of course I'm just completely speculating here, but I think the plan was for like a Mount Rushmore situation.
I'm pretty
But
sure.
I think what happened was once he kind of confirmed like whether or not he was going to go, I think Tony Khan, Adam Cole, and Bucks probably decided to switch gears and say, you know what? Well, O'Reilly's coming, so why don't we just build up the story with Fish and O'Reilly and the Bucks and see what's going to go on with that.
And then too, the also possibility come what February or so, Johnny like February, March. So Johnny could potentially go over there too. So, and then you still got the Ring of Honor people still floating around. So all of that could just lead to other superstars and them not necessarily needing KO.
True. Hey. And I do kind of want to kill that certain misconception that a lot of people have about, you know, when guys re-sign with WWE, everybody has their reason for signing wherever they sign. You know, we can't fault anybody. I mean, granted, we can hate the way certain people get pushed, and Owens especially. You know, I feel just like a lot of other people feel that he should be in a much higher position. Where because I mean, if we take into consideration his initial feud with Roman Reigns, when Reigns was actually starting to push, you know, the whole tribal chief thing. Owens was on top of his shit at that point in time, and I felt like he deserved more than what he got. So I think now that he's on Raw, it makes a lot more sense for him to get a push. Now, of course, it may come at the expense of Big E, but you know,
we'll get there.
You got something on that? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to all of that next.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I have no issue with him resigning. I mean, the AEW has a ton of people so far, and I think if he feels he's solidified in his position in WWE, all power to him. As long as they treat him right and book him well, I am perfectly fine.
Oh, and ladies, as you can see, your heartthrob has arrived.
True enough.
You know, I was not getting to lie, man. I'm a little sad that Owens re-signed, but from what I've read, it makes sense. I just better not see him on the latest news of budget cuts within the next year.
That I agree with too. I could definitely agree with that sentiment too. So any other thoughts with KO re-signing? Or we pretty much got that?
No, I think we pretty much
there.
All right. So this next segment, right here. So we all know Jeff Hardy has recently been released. JD from NY has a unique stance on this, and his stance is Jeff faked all of this so he could get released. Of course, people have been going at JD for this. I'm not too familiar with JD. I know Dizzle, you are, right? So I'm not too familiar with JD from NY, but yeah, a lot of people have been going at JD for this, but I have been seeing a few people here and there kind of supporting JD's theory.
Yeah. Now, outside of this situation, I'll speak on JD for a second. I am a defender of JD. Okay. I mean, and there's a number of reasons. It's not to be on a bandwagon or not to say, you know, hey, I've watched him for so long, I'm gonna, you know, support him like to no end.
Yeah.
No, it's a situation where it's somebody who's willing to. They're gonna die. He's gonna die on that hill. Whatever he believes in, that's what he's going for. So you can choose to believe him or not. You can choose it's his opinion, which I mean we're all entitled to. Yes. And you know, and in certain cases, I mean he's pretty much the heel of the IWC. Okay. And you know, and it's
going after Scooter's title there.
For the most part on his end, it's like
things.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's not just clout chasing then?
No. He's as far as from me when I sit from me watching him, there's never been an instance where I've looked at him and said, "Oh no, he's doing this because of X, Y, Z."
Okay.
9 times out of 10, any opinion that he has is going to be of his own. Anything he says is going to be something that he believes in from that. And when we talk about the whole Jeff Hardy thing, he is the person that I actually saw that shit from. And it's not a far-fetched idea to believe that could potentially happen. Because I mean, let's look at it. Jeff Hardy did re-sign. And he probably assumed that he was going to get pushed like a lot of other people. And it's like, okay, well, I can either sit here and try to finish out, the tail end of my career in this company, or I can take what few years I have left and go make something of it. So what's the best way to get out of this contract? Because they're not releasing me because they know that I can go somewhere else. You find a loophole. It's like saying, and which is why we all talked about Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had the same exact situation where he had his problems, and he didn't want to get help, so they let him go. So in Jeff Hardy's case, it's like, you know what? I've had all these issues going into every company that I have. I've had substance abuse. I've had this. I've had that, so on and so forth. So it's like, maybe I can pull the trigger on this.
Okay.
And now if you take that into consideration and then you look at all, it's almost like it will play into his hand, because if everybody's going to say the same thing about you because it's been consistent, you already know the type of backlash you're going to get. So if you have his wife coming out and saying Jeff's fine, he's okay, and then have Matt say the same thing, and we talked about it last week where we said, you know what, family's always going to be behind you. They're always going to support. But now, if they were telling the truth because they were all in on it, is it really a breach of contract if they say, if they have an assumption and say, you know what, here, go ahead and get help, and he says, nope, I don't need it, which is the truth. If he didn't need it, then it's like, okay, he got himself out of a deal,
and
out of a bad deal.
WWE not necessarily said he was drunk or high or whatever. They just said he had a rough night. So we were the people who necessarily insinuated that it was A, B, or C.
Correct.
Because of Jeff's history. WWE never necessarily said. They just said he was sent home.
Correct.
So,
I mean, we always go to the worst spots sometimes in our heads whenever we hear one thing or another. It could have just been that he left that ring with security, and then he just said, "Yeah, I'm not wrestling."
Right.
If you look at the video,
argument in the back.
He was in the crowd taking pictures when he was walking out. So he was in the right state of mind for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have very well said, "Yeah, I don't want to wrestle tonight."
It ain't the first time we've seen wrestlers do things to get out of contracts or to get more money and things like that. So not necessarily saying Jeff was quote unquote faking it, but they never said what was wrong with Jeff in the first place either.
Yeah. So the assumption isn't impossible.
I mean, I know Baron Corbin came out and was like, this guy's an idiot and this, that, and the other with JD. But once again, I'm just in the middle.
Yeah, JD was actually a person I was talking about before who was actually like he's pretty much blacklisted on from WWE. I think there was a time where when they were doing the pandemic stuff where they had the screens. Was it Thunderdome?
Thunderdome,
yeah. They had that, and so you would sign in. He signed in to be on there, and they completely denied his shit.
Really?
Yeah. So And there's a bias, and he still continues to watch the show. He shits on it, but things at the same time, he's saying things that are not inaccurate. I mean,
What did he do to
WWE
get
tends to shoot
blacklisted?
themselves in the foot.
What did he do to get blacklisted by them?
I mean, when you make enough noise,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of Baxter's people that tend to watch his stuff. I know Road Dogg at a certain point in time was somebody who did watch his stuff, and that was that. He also has some connects of people that actually are working there. He also is a commentator for House of Glory. So with Amazing Red being Amazing Red's promotion, Amazing Red also works with Sasha Banks. So there's a lot of stuff that with his connections that he has that kind of keeps him in somewhat of the know.
Only because you just brought it up. Shouts out to Amazing Red. He don't really get the credit he deserves because he was killing it in Impact 2 with AJ Styles, but Amazing Red don't definitely get the credit he deserves because in between the trainer, in between the wrestler, shout out to Amazing Red.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Maybe that's it. He just knows too much because he's got those very close connections.
And that's potentially the possibility too. Like when you have sources, in a sense, you will be privy to information that the public wouldn't.
Very true.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing because I mean, especially on that end, it's like he's not one of the WWE apologists. Like he's not gonna make excuses for things that they do, and and there's a lot of people in this community that I feel tend to do that. Like I love Denise Salcedo, and I do not take offense to this at all. But I feel in certain cases she is like she tends to rah-rah for WWE, even when they do like the weirdest. Like she'll be okay with some of the weird things they do. And again, this whole deal is subjective, but at the same time, it's almost like, yo, you got eyes, you got ears, you see and hear all this shit going on. So it's like, I'm not gonna be the person that's looking at that and be like, you know what? Oh, you've convinced me. It's like, no, I see that bullshit. I know you saw the same bullshit, so you're not gonna sit here and tell me that shit was some good shit. So, yeah.
All right. So, well, you know what? Speaking of, because all of this is kind of rolled into one. Next topic. WWE and they book it. All right. So I know y'all haven't been paying attention to Raw like that, but help me to try to understand and make sense of this, right? So remember when the rosters officially took place and everything, they had that ladder match to determine the number one contender to Big E.
Okay.
And Seth Rollins won that ladder match.
Yeah.
So boom, I think a week or so after that, it was announced that Seth was going to fight Big E at day one. Kevin Owens started sticking his nose into the business. Then it turned into, KO, if you can beat Seth Rollins, then you will be added to the match. KO beat Seth Rollins. Now it's a triple threat match.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, after Big E and KO had their cage match, Bobby Lashley came back and beat all three guys. He just beat them up. This past Monday, it was like, hey, Bobby wants to be inserted in the match. Okay, so Pierce and DeVille come out there and was like, hey, Bobby, if you could beat all three men in one-on-one matches, you will be added. He was about to put the hurt lock on KO. KO taps out. Before he could even do it, KO taps out. He was fighting Seth Rollins. KO pulls Seth Rollins out the ring. He punches Rollins to get Lashley disqualified. The refs, Pierce and everybody come out there and was like, no. Restart this match. Boom, spear. Lashley beats Rollins. Then they make Big E and Lashley a no DQ match, which led to Rollins and KO coming out there beating them both up to try to, do whatever. Big E gets rid of them. MVP hits E with the cane. Lashley spear. Now the match went from a one-on-one match to a fatal four-way match, all before day one. What the fuck was the reason why Seth Rollins and company had to go through a ladder match to get a guaranteed contract just for all of this to happen?
If I was Seth Rollins, I'd be pissed right now.
Exactly my point with the booking. But wait, hold on. Let me give other examples. Liv Morgan got her title shot.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan lost to a roll-up thanks to Becky holding on to the ropes. Blah, 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 blah. Liv Morgan's going to get a rematch at day one.
Uh-huh.
Brock Lesnar clearly lost to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn had got a title shot. Brock screwed over Zayn for Roman to retain. Brock just comes out there, hey, I'm number one contender. Boom, day one. Brock gets his rematch at Roman Reigns at day one.
He screwed over Sami Zayn.
Though he screwed over Zayn. So, with that being said, fuck is wrong with they booking?
I believe you guys have told me whenever I've got a complaint with WWE. But WWE just got WWE.
This is very true, and this is and I know for a fact we're going to talk about later because I put in there the Page and Danielson match, and I'm going to connect this with that as far as the AEW side and give the other half of my explanation for this, but part of this is because of the inconsistency with storytelling. You can tell when they are die hard on telling something, they will shove it in your face at nauseum. When they want to push Brock, they're not gonna fall back on that. They're going to double down completely and push forward. Roman Reigns, when they wanted him to forcefully be the face of the fucking company, they would push that shit and force feed you every WrestleMania main event for like 3 years straight and say, you're going to like this guy. You are going to cheer for this guy, whether you like it or not. And then we get these situations here where it's like you tell WWE to read the room with the fans and say, yo, pay attention to what's going on. But instead of them actually listening, they're reading the room. Oh, wait, okay, this may not work, so let's try this. And they're sitting there switching shit up on the fly to see what's going to stick to the fucking wall and be wrong on every fucking thing, except for when they see something work with the people that they want to push and then be consistent. Look at Roman Reigns. He's been the champ for who knows how long at this point, and his book has been consistent.
He became champ the week after SummerSlam last year.
Okay. So fair enough.
So it's been a full year and a couple of months since he's been champ.
Okay. So
yeah, like 3,000 days. Yeah.
So let's take that into consideration. Let's take that into consideration. You had that booking perfectly on his end. You had Drew McIntyre, who pretty much had a great build up to him going against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 2 years ago, for the most part, almost 2 years ago. And granted, part of that was because of the pandemic where things didn't work out as well, but there still could have been ways that they pushed it in the right direction. You look at Bobby Lashley, somewhat of a passable championship reign. I think that he should have been champion for a little bit longer, but booking aside, that situation happened. You look at the situation with The Miz being champion. It's just a lot of things that tend to happen with no real definitive end game. It's like there's really no path. There's no long-term booking on their end. So it's not like, okay, we're going to start here and go here. Damn what the fans, look, the fans may like it, they may hate it, but when we get to the end of what we're trying to get to, they'll probably appreciate it for the most part.
Oh, because I can 100% tell you, ever since Zelina, Queen Zelina and Carmella took them belts off of Rhea and Nikki ASH.
Mm-hmm.
They've been fighting them since then.
Wait, that's all. That's the only team that they've been fighting that whole time.
Either they've been fighting as a team or one-on-one matches.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because now they're starting to kind of tease the fact that is Nikki losing her confidence as a superhero as well. But ever since Queen Zelina and Carmella took them belts, them tag team titles, that's all they've been going against since. In some form or fashion, either it's been tag team or different one-on-one matches.
Yeah.
So you're telling me it's just been Rhea and Nikki ASH versus Zelina and Carmella this whole time?
Mm-hmm. In some form or another. Whether
Well,
it's
that's what
been
happens.
Nikki versus Carmella, Nikki versus Zelina, Zelina versus Rhea, Rhea versus Carmella. It's been some variation of that.
Who else is on that show?
Doudrop and Bianca are in a feud.
I'm fine with that.
That's okay. We can make it a little.
Liv and Becky's been in a feud. Tamina, I think, is just there floating around. And Dana Brooke is, Tamina has been trying to get the 24/7 championship off of Dana Brooke.
So you've literally booked yourself into a corner.
Well, and plus they keep releasing people.
Exactly.
So that doesn't help either.
Not to mention you've made so many budget cuts.
Yeah, that doesn't help either. But yeah, those literally, I think that's literally all the women on Raw that I just named, which is sad.
That is.
Oh my God.
I mean, you have a whole other show though, because these women's tag titles are for both shows, right? You can bring that shit to SmackDown and keep that alive.
I mean, the initial idea for those women's tag titles were to be across all three shows, and then they just completely disavowed fucking NXT.
Hey, you wasn't supposed to remember that, okay?
Yeah, we know. Just like title reigns. Like Charlotte.
WWE swears they have a neuralizer, okay? They swear.
No, it's the sleep-inducing Raw shows. That's their neuralizer. That's exactly what it is. It's like, you know what? You're gonna fall asleep during this show, so you won't remember shit because you're going to hate our shit so bad that you forget all the bullshit that we do because of how much you don't want to watch our shit. That's what it is.
That's been they booking this past, like, especially the title picture and everything, and just random little things. But also, Jaeger, another wrestler has fell victim to the name change.
Already?
They got rid of the Black Heart.
Wait, what?
Wait.
She's just Shotzi.
Oh
wait, I thought they did it a long time ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on.
They did it, but it's official.
It was Shotzi and not.
It's official that it's just Shotzi. So yeah,
because Shotzi Blackheart is just not PG enough, I guess.
But yeah, so WWE and they weird.
Shotzi, baby, no. What they? Why are they doing my girl like this?
It's better than that, or her getting released. So
I mean, you're not wrong.
This may be a blessing.
Why aren't Shotzi and Knox in the? I mean, they broke that up. Never mind. I was about to say, why aren't they in the tag title picture?
They should have been the women's tag.
They should have been the champions. Because they beat them like 3 different times.
All
right, so are y'all ready for the feud that kind of came out of nowhere?
Pause. I am ready for, or maybe not ready for that, but why did they even make them debut as a tag and then break them up? I'm still fixated on that, mainly because it's my girl. But
it's very simple. It's because it's WWE,
and they don't like tag teams.
That too, especially women's tag teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. They don't like tag teams. But the match that we didn't think we was going to get, apparently Cora Jade and Darby Allin have been taking shots.
Oh, really? I thought this was like a fan thing.
Nah.
Huh.
So a fan tweeted, "We need Darby Allin versus Cora Jade skateboarding match." Darby responded, "Skating is a huge part of my life, not a fake character for TV. LOL."
Yikes.
Cora responded, "Being a good person with no abuse allegations against me is a huge part of my life and not just a character I play on TV."
Okay. Cora.
Yeah.
You do not want to go down this road. Do not do that.
So
he went like with a little body jab. She went straight for the nut kick. Like, holy shit.
She went for it.
At the same time, it's like you and now of course if you read into it, you can say that he's taking jabs at her. But
like I said, he went for a body shot.
He's taking shots at the character. He's not taking shots at the person. So in some cases, you can say he's taking shots at WWE and their booking, ironically enough, which is the case because it's a fucking character that WWE came up with that she's portraying. He didn't say, "Hey, Cora Jade, you and Trey Baxter, expletive, whatever."
Y'all trash.
He just said, "This is how I live. It's not a character. So if you want to do this, understand that
I actually skateboard."
Yeah, and if you skate, cool, but understand that this is what I live and breathe. So, choose your next steps wisely. Cora.
Beef.
Just bow out right now because what's going to happen is, and you are very, very young. If you do not read the room very fast, your career is going to be in a very dire situation in terms of fandom. And it's not going to be the fandom that you want. It's not going to be the reactions that you want either. They are going to have to pipe in or persuade a lot of people to cheer for you over the negative backlash you get when real fans get into attendance.
Yes.
Just stop now.
Oh.
Yeah, I can agree.
I would boo her if I saw her at a live event right now.
Wait, what happened?
I said I know I would. I'm saying I know that I would boo her if I saw her at a live event right now, just off that comment.
So I'm gonna get into NXT in a second because I have a theory that I just figured out. The issue I have with Cora Jade at the moment, they're treating her like she's next up, especially after watching this Tuesday's NXT. I don't know if y'all caught it or not. They're kind of making her seem like she's gonna most likely get the next title shot, but most likely not win. So they kind of want you to get behind the character of she's going to be that plucky underdog that, they're trying to treat her like Bayley 2.0 almost.
Okay.
Don't you do that.
She ain't around hugging people.
Or like how I like to say things, Bayley adjacent. Maybe not exactly Bayley, but Bayley adjacent to where she's going to be that plucky hero you can get behind. And when she finally gets it, everybody's going to just erupt in cheer and celebration that Cora finally got the title.
Not if she's taking nut shots like this.
Yeah, speaking of which, Bayley should be back by WrestleMania.
Yes. I can't wait. I miss you, Bayley. I miss you, girl.
For real.
I miss my role model.
Come on, knock, and ding dong on this door over here.
All right, so Did y'all catch NXT Tuesday?
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All
Wait,
right,
did I? No. Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
For the people out there, you can catch my quick tag, about a 20-minute review over NXT. All right. I finally have it with NXT.
Interesting.
Now, just walk with me for a second.
Okay.
Hey, you
Jaeger?
want something to smoke real quick so you can draw the lines and
No, I'm good. I got it. Jaeger, how long you been watching NXT? Right around when did you started watching it?
it was right around like early 28. Well, I was watching it back when it was a game show, it felt like, but dropped off there because it was a game show.
Yeah.
I didn't really start watching it until like about early 2018.
Okay. Dizzle, same question.
Oh shit. It's been a while. I think about since 2015, as far as like legitimate.
Okay.
When after the whole Nexus thing, and then they started veering away from that.
I started watching it right around the time when KO debuted. Right around there when KO had debuted there. So I came up with it with NXT. Walk with me. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree. Right around that time when KO debuted and everything, that was the new generation area of NXT.
Okay.
What we just witnessed with NXT was the Attitude Era / Ruthless Aggression era of NXT. It kind of rolled into once. And it's back in September when they debuted 2.0. It's kind of now WWE. That's why it's such a stark change, because we moved on from the new generation, aka the Bret Hart era and Yokozuna and all of them. We just got through with the Ruthless Aggression / Attitude era with the Garganos, the Tommasos, the UEs, the Shinsuke's, the Joes, the Crosses, the Bobby, and all of them. The Bailey, Sasha's. Jesus Christ. That is so much talent. And now, right now, with the Braun Breakers, the Carmelo Hayes, the Jacket Times, the Diamond Mines, Business Forever. All of these people, we're kind of like in the what was it, the PG era, the reality era of NXT. That's where we're at right now with NXT. Because I remember in WWE when they went into that era, I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Like after the Ruthless Aggression era ended, I was kind of like, what is this? Why is this? That's what's happening in NXT right now.
And you've asked the very important question, and because I believe this theory, but there's a problem with said theory, and that's why. Because if you take into account all these different eras, if you take in
Paul Levesque, aka Hunter Hearst Helmsley, is why.
No, not like that. I mean, as far as there's always been an agenda for why there was a changing of the guard in terms of like eras. And
Vince told us he don't want no more 30-year-olds. He don't want no more, his words, midgets stuff.
I'm talking about from a business sense though, because if you look at let's say the Bret Hart, Yokozuna, Undertaker, Doink, all these certain characters, you had that era. And then you had WCW come into play with more mature, more, hey, we're reading the room, kind of how AEW is doing right now. And so they said, you know what? We need to change because we need to compete with this because this is what they're looking for. So we get the Attitude Era. And then once they started getting bigger, then you started getting people that wanted to work with WWE as far as, all the sponsors and all this other shit to the point where it's like, you know what, now we're becoming a more of a public business. People are taking our business more seriously. So now we get into the ruthless aggression era where we still kind of have that edge, but we're marketable and we can reach out to other sponsors and then get more money here. And so then you have that. So there's always been a business aspect to that, to where it's like, okay, I can see why they're doing X, Y, Z. But in terms of NXT 2.0, there was never anything that was wrong with it. This seems more, and just like you said, Scoot, with Vince and not 100, this is all personal. There's really no business agenda to this, to where it's like, hey, this is why we're doing it. It just makes no sense. And it's very apparent that it is a personal beef rather than, hey, we're reading the room on this, so we need to change things to get here. There's no end game in my book. Now, the change, I've always seen the change because I looked at it as two different eras. But my question as to why is any of it necessary? And that's been my gripe.
Personally speaking, I think it's necessary because I honestly think, and this is going to be such a surface ass answer, they really want to establish the quote unquote new generation. In between, look who's around now, and in between the people in the NIL program. Because while we're talking, let's see, let's just get some examples here. Braun Breaker is 24.
Oh, really?
Huh. Yeah. Carmelo
was older than that.
I thought he look it. Carmelo Hayes, 27.
I thought he was younger than that.
Yeah, right.
So I think they're really starting to show us that, having your Tommasos, your Johnnies, your Coles, O'Reillys, Fishes, Strongs, some of these other people are cool, but at the same time, we need to establish somebody like Cora Jade, who's only 20. You know,
yeah, she looks
Toxic Attraction.
Yeah.
AKA, I understand why we got Mandy Rose there, but you got Toxic Attraction, who's what? Gigi Dolan is, or Cheek Dolan, my bad.
Cheeks.
She's 24. JC Jane, she's what? She's 24. So if the average age is around 24 to 27, you're going to get the longevity. So it's like, hey, look at these people now. Whether we change, oh my God, they just did it.
What they do?
Did they just make them tag champions again just now? Or was this just a match? But sorry. So we're trying to establish that, hey, these next wave of 20-somethings will be taking over Raw and SmackDown in years to come if we don't budget cut them. You know,
if we don't budget cut them.
So you're talking about the oldest people on the roster at the moment right now is like LA Knight and Tommaso.
Oh, actually, Roderick Strong too. He's in his
and Roddy.
Yeah.
You know who else is on there that we haven't seen, which is very,
Thatcher.
No. Which, I mean, that's another person that we've seen wear Thatcher, but previous NXT champion Samoa fucking Joe, who wasn't released. He's still there.
We still haven't seen Regal,
and we still haven't got any type of disclosure as to what the fuck happened with Joe with this undisclosed injury.
So once again, I think their goal is to try to more, like I said, I know it's surface. Yes, it seems like a vendetta, but it's to establish the new talent. In between this NIL program and in between who we've been seeing prominently on our TV, they're trying to establish the quote unquote new generation, kind of like when they did with the reality and PG era. Because a lot of new superstars who was coming in from that iteration of NXT was starting to move up, like your Cesaros, your Rusevs, your Big E's,
Green.
who are Jinder Mahals and Seth Rollins, Ambrose, Reigns, even though they came in as the Shield. All of them were NXT call-ups that was coming in at once. That's what they're trying to establish, that in a year time, if we don't see budget cuts, these will be some of the people who will be on Raw and SmackDown roughly a year from now.
And that's one of my main gripes with this, is because there were a number of ways you could have done this. I mean, you could have went about it this way, because Triple H was doing that perfectly fine. He had experienced people within NXT, but he didn't do it to where it's like, hey, we're going to use all these experienced guys as enhancement talent. No, he got those guys to help kind of pave the way, and then incorporated younger guys in the mix, you know, like your Patrick Clarks, you know, like your Pete Dunnes, and et cetera, et cetera. So it was always within his agenda to do that. He just did it in a way that made sense organically. He didn't have all these new guys come in and say, you know what, hey, you're the foundation, you run the company, go ahead and do this way. No, they needed direction. So my thing is, and here's another thing that pisses me off about it, is the fact that if Triple H hadn't intervened in NXT, nobody would take it seriously.
I agree.
People were already talking about how NXT was probably the premier independent brand, and they were saying this over fucking Ring of Honor. Said that they had the best women's division in all of professional wrestling. So how do you take something like that? See, and here's the funny thing about it, is that they take NXT and then they're trying to remake it. But had it not been for Triple H, there would be no NXT for them to even come and remake, because nobody would even fucking care.
Nobody would care.
And all this because you set him up for failure going up against AEW.
I mean, hell, they set him for taking him off the fucking network to put him on USA. Okay. They should have kept him on the fucking network.
You know,
they really should have.
I don't. You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it's about AEW anymore.
Oh no.
At this point, no. At this point, no.
I 100% believe NXT was getting a bigger shine than Raw and SmackDown. So I'm going to show you what happens when you try to take the third brand of developmental guys
and make it bigger than what we intended it.
And make it bigger than what we intended, because Jim Cornette said it. One of his past shows, Jim Cornette said, one of the worst fucking things I've ever heard is you take a wrestler, show the people he's this guy or girl, you move him to a different roster. Oh no, now he's this guy or girl. That's not you believing in the talent. That's you fucking shit up.
Yeah.
You introduce this person as this on NXT or OVW or FCW, but then when you call them up, they're now known as this, and their character is now this after they didn't establish that they were already something else. So that's the dumbest thing ever, to do that to a wrestler.
Yeah. Especially a new one.
Because most likely, if Braun Breaker gets called up, he will most likely be Braun Steiner or Rex Steiner.
Yeah, I think he's one of the few that'll be perfectly fine though. But again, there's no telling, because
changing his name.
Karrion Kross should have been a shoe-in, and
if Solo Sikoa gets called up, most likely he's gonna be a Uso. So
he's damn sure gonna be fine.
Why even establish them as A when you're gonna change them to B, and then get mad when they don't get over with the fans?
True.
Like you turn Karrion Kross to this weird
Gimp
gladiator, some weird S&M gladiator. Like what the fuck? So, yeah,
And you took away
Jaeger.
So, I mean, to add on to the carrying cross bit, you also took away something that made him an even more foreboding presence.
Yep, you took Scarlet.
Because, yeah, I mean, the snake gave the apple. She was the apple behind the snake.
Mm-hmm.
And just why? And like even in NXT when they took her away, they like you saw like it almost you could almost feel the difference in carrying cross there
Yes.
without Scarlet.
Yeah. You felt
like it. I don't know. He's just the latest of like what the fucks when it comes to like the call ups.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gotta agree with you there, Scoot, because they've been doing this before AEW became a thing. Like, even when it was on the network, they were screwing up people when they tried to call them up.
Oh, they were doing this back since OVW days. I mean, if you look at
True.
John Cena as like the prototype, his character as a prototype on OVW, charismatic, good heel. He was able to talk. He goes to the main roster as a prototype, and he is just generic babyface number 2.
Look, Jim Cornette threw me off. Oh my bad. Sorry, Jim Cornette threw me off. He said, Danny Basham. Mm-hmm. He said Danny Basham was the man in OVW. And look what they did with him and his brother.
Just made him henchmen.
So yeah.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I am like a little bit of a sucker for the twin trope of like swapping each other out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that.
Yeah, I mean the best thing they did was join JBL's cabinet. Mm-hmm. That was the best thing that they did on the main roster.
But so that's what I was kind of having with watching Tuesday because, like for instance, just to give a quick rundown with Tuesday.
Sure.
They basically turning Grayson Waller into a pariah. Nobody wants to associate with Grayson Waller for what he did to Johnny. And of course, they didn't address Johnny by name.
Okay, I was about to ask that. So that goes back to exactly what I was saying last week.
No. They didn't address Johnny nor Kyle by name. So even when Grayson Waller was cutting his promo, he was just saying a wise man said, if you follow your dreams, he was trying to quote Johnny's promo. Like he just kept calling him a wise man. And then when he was addressing
1 week later, they can't even name him.
Later, then when he was addressing Vic Joseph, he was not Vic Joseph.
Kyle?
No, what's the old dude, the commentator? Is it Vic Joseph?
Yeah, it was Vic Joseph.
Yeah, Vic. Oh, yeah, when he was addressing Vic Joseph, he was saying, I took out your best friend. Like they re-showed the footage, but they never addressed Johnny by name.
They do realize they can still say Johnny Gargano.
Right. So Grayson is now a pariah. Nobody wants to talk to him. Io Shirai was yelling at him. Braun Breaker kicked him out the locker room. And then LA Knight was like, hey, I'm looking for Grayson. If you find him, let me know. There was footage of Grayson inside of LA Knight's car. And when he drove off, LA Knight was on the ground beat up. And it was like, that is assault. And that is Grand Theft Auto, sir. But okay. Harlan debuted. And Harlan has a new nickname for me, whichever one of the two. He's either going to be Harlan Myers or Harlan Voorhees. One of the two. Because the guy he beat up, he just slaughtered that poor man. And then he wasn't satisfied with his bloodlust. So Joe Gacy let him beat up the guy some more. Then later on, he threw Brian Kendrick down a flight of steps. And I was like, that's attempted murder.
Right.
Roger
I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, this is a quick sidebar, but they really got to change Joe Gacy's name. All I can think about is a serial killer.
Same. But apparently that's been his name forever, though.
Mm-hmm.
Gacy has been, even when he was in Evolve. So apparently they kept the Gacy with his name. Evolve, so maybe they want that correlation.
Don't make him Mr. Safe Space then. But anyways.
Like I said, most likely Cora J is gonna get the next title shot because Toxic Attraction been kind of fucking with her the whole time. So
yeah,
and she's still trying to play off the whole arm injury.
He don't like it.
I agree. Dakota and Raquel are having a street fight next week, so they can finally end their feud.
Oh, you mean end their feud for this month until they feud again in like
of course
2 months?
I mean WWE booking.
Breaker beat Roddy, but it looks like Carmelo Hayes is going to start feuding with Roddy because that whole "I'm the A champion" or "I'm the champion" type thing. So most likely we're going to get a Carmelo and Roddy feud. Trick is going against Loomis next week. GYV lost to Jacket Time.
Don't know why. That's fucking stupid.
The Creed brothers. The Creed brothers came out and distracted GYV for Jacket Time to get the W. That's really about
GYV had all the intensity. And now they're making them comedy relief.
Oh, and they also turned MSK into complete goofy people now because
didn't they have a meditation session with Riddle?
They had a session where Riddle was like, "So what's in the bag?" So they started just pulling out random shit out the bag, and then the last things they pulled out the bag were the scooters. So it looks like MSK might be riding scooters to the ring like how Riddle did. Exactly. That look you just gave.
It's because the whole time it's like, what's in the bag? Yeah, they were implying that it was marijuana. Based on everything that was going on. I mean, obviously, especially with the Riddle thing coming in at the end, scooters.
It was a bunch of random shit. Like I think it was like a baseball bat. I want to say it was like some scissors. Like it was a bunch of random shit, and you could tell the way they had the bag placed that they was able to dig deep because it was a small little sack.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to pull out scooters and a baseball bat, you could tell they positioned the bag to where they was able to do goofy shit like that.
And that's again, that's the problem with the difference between Trips NXT and this now NXT is because let's take the whole marijuana, jokes here and there with Riddle and Dunn when they were tag team champs and they were feuding with everybody. They would pepper in like certain jokes, to have that whole innuendo. And with main roster booking, it's like they just have this whole, let's go ahead and take one thing that everybody understands it is, exactly, Loki, and let's just run this fucking joke into nauseum to where we just make everybody tired of it. And just, this is why it's hard to watch.
I agree. But once again, I'm doing it for y'all out there. Y'all better start appreciating this shit. I could be doing other things. But what else? I have no issue with Lash Legend, but that talk show,
I do.
That has to go.
That talk show gotta go. She gotta go, or she gotta change her fucking gimmick because this whole
that talk show is too cheesy for me. Because she had Jacket Time on the talk show. Tony D'Angelo beat Andre Chase for reasons, and Pete Dunne got his mouthpiece back for reasons. And Pete Dunne got his mouthpiece back at the end. So next week we're going to get Tony D versus Pete Dunne.
Who the hell steals a mouthpiece? Like, I don't care if you like some Chicago mafioso character, like
I don't know.
A mouthpiece. Like that shit is nasty. That's DNA like all up in there. It's just unhygienic.
Remember how he had it in that little container?
Yeah.
So Pete Dunne goes up. So he had it out there. So Pete Dunne comes out. They get into a little scuffle. They race for the container, but Dunne gets there first. He stomps on the container to get the mouthpiece out and pops it in his mouth. And all I can think to myself is that the only mouthpiece you got done? Like, there's no other mouthpieces?
Sentimental.
But you just stomped on the container, which probably meant that your boot made contact with the mouthpiece, and then you went and picked up this mouthpiece, Probably didn't even dust it off or nothing.
Just
nope.
So, but and of course, why did we need a rematch between Grimes and Duke Hudson in a no holds barred just for Grimes to win and pull the wig off?
Because WWE booking.
Yeah, so that was
they went back
NXT in a nutshell, and there was promos thrown in here and there. Oh, I forgot Boa beat Idris Enofe, but other than that, that was NXT as a whole. Oh,
Von
Wagner.
Hey, wasn't that hair and headgear a whole Kurt Angle trope too?
Yeah, but it only lasted a week. Von Wagner, hey, my guy, you need some better promo skills than what you delivered Tuesday. This motherfucker said Von Smash.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard the hell I said. You heard what the hell I said.
He said Von Smash.
He said some other shit after it, but I'm like, did you just make a Hulk smash reference? So, of course, he's treating what he did to Kyle O'Reilly as a thing of, you saw what I did to Kyle, you don't want it to happen to you. So if you got any issues with it, Vaughn will smash. And it was like, I will cut this off. I do not want to hear you, my sir.
Why? I mean, they're really making developmental.
Yeah, they are. They really are. But yeah.
Like, is it a requirement on the resume now for NXT to have 0 to 2 years experience?
So, if you're looking at the NIL program, nobody were reckless.
That's what I'm saying.
They were all basketball, volleyball, football players. So, I think WWE is in a state of they don't want wrestlers. They want athletes.
This makes no damn sense because you could go and get collegiate wrestlers to be in your wrestling promotion. If you're going to get collegiate level athletes to be in a wrestling promotion, there is no damn way.
Stevenson is enough. He fits the quota of a collegiate wrestler. So he fits the quota. He's a gold medalist. They don't need others. So he fits the quota. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry, but getting volleyball and basketball players, football players is a slide because they've been doing that. Yeah. But volleyball and basketball players just makes my head hurt. Like, why? What? Like, is it like? How are we going to transition that? Are we going to see them be high flyers? Like, are they going to get some ridiculous hang time when they're freaking jumping from the top rope? Like,
no.
Like, are we going to see some ridiculous flexibility out the volleyball players? Because, I mean, volleyball players, but the fuck?
I don't know. But, yeah. So, NXT is definitely, right now, in this new era, and it's definitely diet WWE.
I just figured it out for the basketball players. They're all over 6 feet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Remember,
just filling off Vince's checklist. Yeah, they don't want any midgets except for the volleyball players because, I mean, let's be honest, some of them are under 6 feet.
Well, the women are different.
That's true.
All right, so
as long as they're blonde with bodies.
Yep, we're gonna.
Volleyball players got bodies. I mean,
WWE, and we're gonna move on to the AEW side of things, and we're gonna save your topic for the main event, Dizzle.
Yeah, because I mean, there really wasn't much to talk. Like, again, this episode of AEW was perfectly fine.
Yeah,
but I saved quick tag for Tag Me In, mainly for this aspect because I mean, there's really only one match to technically talk about, and that is Page and Danielson. But
I want to talk about this right here.
Oh no, we're definitely going to talk about that. You want to talk about it now? Go ahead.
This needs to be done away with.
Oh.
This belongs to MJF and MJF alone. He has won it 3 times. Don't do it anymore. Have something else to signify whatever, but let MJF forever keep the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't expecting MJF to lose.
I kind of was. I thought CM Punk was going to distract him and Dante was going to take it.
Yeah, after y'all brought that up last week, I was like, okay, that actually does make sense. Now, the good thing is this was a fantastic showing for Dante Martin. Because now I think the whole Team Taz thing kind of stained his momentum.
It did.
Yeah.
Because I think if he would have stayed with Leo Rush and had that whole thing be what was going on, they could have feuded with Team Taz and then had that culminate into the Diamond Ring Battle Royal. Then that would have been fine.
Rampage is opening up with the 8-man tag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to speak about that too.
Super Click and Cole. Super Click and Fish versus Best Friends. I would say, who the hell are they fighting? But yeah, so Dynamite Diamond Ring needs to be done away with and let it just permanently stay MJF's thing. Like, come up with something new for everybody else.
I think he should retire like that whole gimmick, be able to keep the ring, and then they introduce something else that can kind of like
maybe the Owen tournament should replace the ring.
Ooh,
the Owen Hart Cup.
That actually would be. That would be okay.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
Yeah, because after watching it, how y'all feeling about the upcoming tag match? MJF and FTR versus Punk, Sting, and Darby.
I mean, it's hard to verbalize anything else because I think that's kind of how I feel about it. It was just like, I mean, it all correlates with the whole Darby, being beat up by the Pinnacle, the masked Pinnacle.
We don't know that. We don't know that. No face, no case. Don't you put that on them?
I mean, he hasn't been jumped since then outside of Pinnacle members. Without
there were 5 random ass dudes who decided to just beat up Darby.
Those were fans that made it backstage. That's what you're saying. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a hell of a security breach, if you ask me. But I mean, if you'd rather go with that narrative,
which y'all did, AEW recently just had a security breach, though.
Yeah, let me touch on that.
Oh, wait, what?
There was a fan pretending to be a backstage
to that.
person. Yeah.
To the anonymous fan, you got backstage. You accomplished that. That was probably the hardest thing to accomplish. You did that, but then you did dumb. Because instead of just pretending like you were meant to be there by keeping busy, act like you were on the phone, moving around, you made yourself noticeable. You went and because you wanted to be around the wrestlers, you want to see what was going on, you decided to sit your ass down in the fucking locker room instead of just being around and kind of you could have done a number of things that would have benefited you, some type of money, just anything. You decided to do the dumbest thing and made yourself stick out like a sore thumb to garner some type of suspicion. If you would have just pretended like you belong there, I guarantee nobody would have noticed you. It's almost guaranteed. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Dumbest thing. I don't know. But I will talk about this before Scoot jumps on whatever he has to say about Hook. Deeb than Sheeta. So Serena Deeb, I swear, she just. I want her to have a title so bad, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's ready for it, and I don't mean that in a sense of like she's gonna be like they're not ready for her to be champion, like because she's not that popular. What I mean is that I don't think they're ready for the greatness that's going to ensue when she becomes said champion, because I think that she's going to be fucking fantastic. And I think she's going to get way more appreciated than the way Dean Malenko was appreciated in WCW. Because I mean, Dean Malenko was fan-fucking-tastic, but he was underappreciated in a sense to where they boxed him in. And then the same thing when he goes to WWE, they completely diluted that and they box him in even more. And I think he should have been way more appreciated for his technical prowess than he was. And with Serena Deeb, I think that she has a technical prowess that's going to garner her a lot more respect in this division. And I think that could be a smart pull by Tony Khan by kind of just holding that back, because that's like a bullet in the chamber that he's going to wait to pull the trigger on until he knows that everybody is fucking ready for it. But
I see that. But I mean, there was a reason why she was like, every time I watch her now, I see it more and more that there was a reason why she was NWA champ. Because when I first met her was when she was like doing AEW Dark, doing a little bit of AEW spots. When I found out she beat Thunder Rosa, I was like, who the fuck? And every time I've seen her wrestle since, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's that's a thing about Deeb as well, is that for her to, I mean, even being a trainer at NXT,
technology, right?
And
right.
for her to be a trainer at NXT and to be trained in the future, and then to bounce back after being released, it's like now you're starting to see, okay, all right, she was somebody that they were talking about for the longest, but nobody really paid attention to. Serena Deeb.
You know what? She is really starting to win my heart over.
See?
Yeah.
See? But
I'm mad she lost that match. But
same. I think she should have won that match, but at the same time, they're still trying to keep Sheeta strong. Deeb doesn't lose anything from losing this match, but if she continues to lose, that is going to become a problem. But I think they're going to tote the line a little bit, and they're going to play with that until they're ready to have her just fucking dominate. Because I think they may be waiting for all the pieces to be put in place, for Thunder Rosa to beat Britt Baker, for the TBS title to be fully established. And I think she's going to become a key player in the top circle of the women's division. I think she's going to be a mainstay in the top 5 when everything comes full circle next year.
Ooh. This is just me fancy booking, and I just thought about it. But you get Deeb Rosa rematch, but for the AEW title,
it could happen. I guarantee that she's going to be appreciated the same way the fans appreciate Britt Baker, but in a different way. She's going to be Britt Baker's. She's going to be Bret Hart to Britt Baker's Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Ooh.
I can see that.
Well, not necessarily in a feuding way. I think somebody else has that.
I'm talking about as far as like skills and technical.
Oh no, yeah.
Correct. So
I can see that.
That's definitely going to be the case. But now Scoot, you had something on Hook.
One more topic. All right. The reason why I put can't have nothing nice, gentlemen. Do any of y'all like when people rain on y'all's parades or just any parades?
Nah, man. Because if I'm high on something, I want it to keep going.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes that.
Do you like when people rain on your parade or things you like?
That's a good way to catch a backhand, in my opinion. But
okay. Well, the reason why I put this topic up here is because Hook and came in and kind of made a great impression.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Looked very badass while he was doing it. I've been seeing mad people. Oh, why everybody so excited about Hook? Hook ain't. It's like, damn. Can we be happy about something without somebody want to rain on it? Like, let us have something nice. Let us all collectively have Hook. Like, just shut the fuck up, basically. Shut the fuck up.
We
waited months for Hook to debut. He debuted, looked pretty good in his debut. He had Action Bronson with his theme. Let us have something nice.
Yeah.
Let us have something nice. And that's basically what it is. Let us have something nice.
Who's shitting on Hook?
I've been seeing random people on the internet, just random folks. Just
you know what this is? Oh, this is perfect. This for all my Dragon Ball fans. Dragon Ball Z, Super, fuck GT. This is the case of this side of the IWC having Hercule Satan syndrome. See what it is that they've watched Hook for so long that they think, some peon that's over there. And then Hook finally gets in the ring and their eyes can't keep up with what the fuck is going on. So they just see a whole bunch of nothing, where all the true professional wrestling fans like us who've been watching wrestling for so long and we understand the nuances and intricacies and what's going on with Hook. People were just watching a match. We were watching a professional wrestler being showcased and debuted. They were watching a match.
True.
We were watching a debut of someone of a certain type of legacy. So again, it's the Hercule Satan syndrome. Okay. They just can't see what the fuck's going on. We can keep up perfectly fine because we can see everything. Yeah. They just see a ring and a regular ass dark match. We see future in the making. That's the problem. So for all you fans, hey, look, keep being oblivious to what the fuck's going on. WWE will be happy to have you in their stands. I guarantee
it. You know what I did?
Book for TNT champion. Yeah, I said it.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Let them get some more matches under the belt.
Oh yeah, of course. Let them get some more, more matches in.
The number one hate I keep seeing about Hook though is probably one of the number one complaints I've been seeing about AEW, which is nepotism at its finest.
Not at all. That's stupid.
The thing is, I mean,
he
wasn't like Brock. Brock Anderson.
He didn't do shit for a year. He didn't do shit for a year.
Was against Malachi.
No. I agree. Hook has been just the guy in the back for a minute, and we got to see. I mean, it's too damn early to call nepotism on this kid.
Wait.
Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. First off,
they don't even acknowledge team pads like that to be nepotism.
Wait.
Like he has to get pushed to the moon in order for you to even think about using that word. But
Fuego del Sol. No offense to Fuego del Sol. He fought Fuego del Sol his first match.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Fought Malachi Black his first match. Then his second match, he teamed with fucking Cody.
And now he's on Dark.
Nepotism would be to take Hook on his debut match and put him up against Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship.
Yes.
Win or lose. Win or fucking lose.
I agree.
But to have him not do shit for a fucking year, and his first match to be Fuego del Sol, you weren't even a prominent member in fucking Team Taz. You were pushed behind, and your dad is the namesake of Team Taz, and you are the lowercase member. Well, at that point in time.
Yeah.
So okay, whoever said nepotism, look up the definition of nepotism and then redact the statement that you made.
Please do. Far.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid.
Sorry, I just saw Trent take a bump that landed him right on his neck, and I was just like, he just got that fixed.
Yeah, he's been taking some pretty nasty bumps this match.
Yeah. But, they're like, man, let's really test out this surgery, make sure I'm all good.
But nepotism is funny. Like that is funny.
No, I completely agree. Like you give it that some time at least before you try to use that word.
Yes.
Speaking of Trent, nice segue because they're actually going against the people that we're actually talking about. Adam Cole says there is one of the best gifts a person can have next week.
Ass beaten to the Bucks.
Think his ass beaten to the Bucks?
No, that's the current one.
That's my current betting odds that it might.
You think we're getting like a debut and a full on turn, or just a debut?
I'm thinking Kyle O'Reilly shows up. Bucks is like,
I would not be surprised. Damn, fish.
Right? Kyle O'Reilly shows up. They all like, oh shit, we good. And the next thing you know, UE 2.0.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Now to
What did he say was the best gift?
Well, we won't know until Wednesday.
Yeah, he kept it anonymous. Said that we'll see next week.
Oh, I thought you were hiding it, waiting for
No. He told them. Cole told them that he got the best gift for the Bucks on Wednesday, and we'll see.
I could see that being Kyle O'Reilly.
And then
Paige,
and then a beatdown.
Paige and Danielson.
I have one gripe about this match.
Okay,
but we'll get there.
Okay. I could sit here and talk about the match, but I'm going to more so talk about Adam Page as champ, and I'm going to talk about the storytelling in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the second part to what I was saying about WWE's booking. AEW believes in their booking. You know, case in point with Tony Khan saying he pretty much had the first 4 champions all lined up.
Oh, wait, hold on. I know we're talking about Paige and Danielson.
Okay.
Jim Cornette, well, not so much Jim Cornette, but Brian Last, he had a theory of why Cody made that stipulation. Because he said that if Tony Khan had said his first 4 champions are the way he wanted it to be booked, Cody wasn't part of that first 4 champions. So in order for it not to look away that Cody's not champion, that's why they made that stipulation.
Okay. And again, I'm still fine with it because I mean Cody's clearly going to be a champ. I mean that goes without saying. Whether he be heel or face, yeah, who knows?
He has been, but I think you mean AEW, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now with this, AEW and Tony Khan AEW, they believe in the direction that they're going. They have a plan set in motion. And I believe in this plan, just like they believe in it. And it's more so because that they believe in it that I'm full into it. Like I am down with the direction that y'all are going because I know that y'all have this in plan. So I want to see what the end game is for it.
Okay.
So And I think that's what a lot of fans, because I think they've garnered so much trust with the fans. That it's okay for them to do certain things, and I'm gonna bounce around because I mean, of course, we got the time limit draw, which of course nobody likes time limit draws. We want a definitive finish, but you have the natural reaction from the fans not liking that time limit draw, but then you get the respect aspect where they just cheer for the fucking match. And my thing is with this, they're telling so many different stories with these champions that they have, to where nothing seems like it's either rehashed and nothing feels like it's stale. And if we talk about Jericho, you got legacy and longevity with the type of person that he is. He had a reign that kind of set in motion the championship picture for AEW. It's like, you know what? This person of this prestige has this title, which means it means something. Then you had Mox come in, and he is just the fan favorite badass. I'll take on anybody at any time. Fuck whatever's going on. You're gonna have to kill me to take this title. To a celebrated champion in Kenny Omega, who took the heel route over the face, which I think he's going to be somebody we actually get a face title picture with down the line. But he took the cleaner aspect, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to go off the reputation I have that y'all gave me, and I'm going to be this champion that you know, whether you like it or not. And then to go into Hangman, who is basically going to be the lifeblood of the fans. Like, you may not say, okay, this is a 5-star professional wrestler. This is going to be somebody who we want to have the championship, but do we honestly believe that he's going to go in every match and win every match? Because it's going to be questionable. Given by this particular match here, nobody wanted to count Hangman out, but if he lost, nobody would have said, "Oh no, it was taken from him. It was stolen." They would have been like, "Well, he went up against Danielson."
Well, he went up against Danielson. Okay, no, my bad. My bad. I had 2 gripes with this match.
Oh, okay. And so with this, you have basically a champion who has heart, and that's the type of champ that I think Hangman's going to be. Which means that every one of his matches going forward is going to be a wild ride. You're going to be with him from beginning to end, because it's like they're basically bringing back that pure babyface champion. And I think that's extremely important moving forward, because I think along the lines of professional wrestling, as big as it's gotten, we've lost that. I think everybody wants to be The Rock. Everybody wants to be Stone Cold. Nobody wants to be old school Shawn Michaels with the boyhood dream, where it's like you garner that emotion. And I think with Hangman, this is why his title reign is now that much more important. And this goes to show, especially with this, we've been looking on this side in terms of Omega and Danielson, because just like when we saw the time limit draw, we were like, okay, we look completely past Hangman. We were like, okay, well, Omega and Danielson are going to have their match. Like, we're going to get that 5, 6, 7-star match. Hangman's going to be champ, but we're looking at that complete match with Danielson and Omega, whether it be a trilogy or whatever. Not seeing that what Tony Khan and AEW did was show us what we're going to get with Hangman. Because think about it. What they did with Omega and Danielson was set up Page's title run, because he's going to have that match that Omega should have been having with Danielson, but they're giving it to Page because it's going to have way more emotion rather than just getting a give me 5-star, 6-star, 7-star match. We already know what we're going to get with that. Now we're finna show you the investment that you're going to get back in this one. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
My first gripe, I get it. I understand it from a wrestling standpoint. Whatever you want to say, I hate it that it ended in a time limit draw.
I can agree.
Only because
I gotta back that.
Only because if they run it back what's going to stop it from ending in a time limit draw again?
Oh, because it's
unless they give it a this is a 90-minute time limit draw or no limit, so unless they give
no time limit, they're gonna gorilla monsoon that shit.
Yeah, what's gonna stop it from happening again? That was my only issue. The match was great. The biggest gripe I had of this match, Tony Khan, I don't know if you listen or anybody in AEW listens to this. Whatever money you needed to shell out, this needed to be commercial free.
Look, this whole show was riddled with commercials. It was like so weird.
Like that match took me out so many times because of them damn commercials.
I gotta agree there.
I do not watch picture in picture. AEW, NXT. I don't watch picture in picture. I tune out. The whole match could have ended in picture, and I wouldn't have known.
Which is, and that's, and I actually have to say that. I mean, good. It's an innovative thing. It's cool, picture in picture, but you have to understand. It's like having a conversation with somebody, and somebody being right next to the two you having a conversation, talking loud as fuck about nothing.
Yes,
it's an annoyance. Like, I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on, and you put it in the small fucking screen with the fucking advertisement up here. So it's like I gotta pay attention to this when I'm supposed to be looking at this, and it's hard to pay attention to the action in the ring when it's on a small ass fucking screen. Put do the opposite. Put the rest of the match up here. Throw the ads at the bottom. At least make it like that.
Just shell out the money to get it commercial free,
or that.
This match was quote unquote too important to have all the damn commercial breaks they had.
I mean, they had like 3 or 4.
It was like 3 or 4. Yeah, it was a lot.
And that's just weird, especially since and you don't have to do it for every show, but I mean, when you have shows like Winter is Coming, and you have all these other event shows, I think you should go ahead and just say, you know what, fuck it, we're going to shell out the extra money for these shows and make either the main event commercial free or make the whole show with less commercials.
Yeah.
Or at least do it to where it's like you have longer commercial breaks in between matches and just show the full match.
Like, because that took me out so many times, that them damn commercials, and then like it was happening when shit was getting good. The next thing you know, oh, sorry guys, we're gonna go to commercial. Son of a bitch. Like, if I could watch that match straight without the commercials, different story. But boy, did that take me out. That all them damn commercial breaks.
Yeah, because that was one of the main problems too, is because with the way that they had this match planned out with the storytelling aspect, where Danielson kept the match slow at the very beginning. It was very methodical in the way that they did things to kind of play up how he was kind of just poking at Paige. You're supposed to be invested in this shit. That way, when you get that payoff at the end, where you see Hangman get both those buckshot lariats, and it's just like, oh shit. It just like Scoot said, it takes you out. Like, you never had a fucking roller coaster that stops halfway through. It's like, no, you're going through the whole fucking ride.
And boy, I'm not gonna lie, that buckshot lariat is starting to become my favorite finisher in wrestling.
Yeah,
because he hit that shit on DV. BD, I mean. And, he hit that shit. It was like, damn.
Yeah. Move over JBL. And I think it's because when he launches himself over the rope, it makes it that much more impactful. Because I mean, JBL went off the ropes and then hit you with the clothesline from hell, and that even looked devastating. But the way that Hangman does it, and I'm glad that they allow him to do it out of nowhere as well, because it also helps with the pace of the match. So yeah. But yeah, I do want to see another match with these two, though. I definitely do.
I'm pretty sure it's probably going to happen, but I don't know. I don't know if AEW is going to go the whole rematch clause way, or they're going to just,
No, I think they're going to take time, and I think they're going to have Danielson kind of be in the shadows or
Yeah.
in Hangman's shadow along the way to kind of be that that constant reminder of, yeah, you beat all these people, but remember, you still didn't beat me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would kind of like to see Danielson do a whole that belt is mine angle with
ooh,
like
I can see that.
okay, these people are gonna face you, but they're not gonna be the ones to beat you. That's gonna be me. Then that would honestly be the most, in my opinion, the most efficient way to have. That way you get an MJF versus Hangman match and actually have MJF lose.
yeah.
Like MJF known for pulling all his underhanded bullshit, but then how's that going to feel when the tables turn and you got Brian Danielson, like watching Hangman's back all for the sake of his own self interest?
Like, no, I want to be the one to take that belt off of you.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So he's gonna be Vegeta to Hangman's Goku.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, because fuck Goku. Yeah, I said.
I mean, Ultra Ego over Ultra Instinct any day, but that might be a spoiler for some people.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had on that one.
Same.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll just throw it to this. Any fucking final thoughts on this week in fucking professional wrestling?
I mean, this was technically this week, but I just saw American Top Team, or excuse me, Daniel Lambert and Men of the Year just do a bit, and now apparently we're gonna have Men of the Year versus Cody and Dustin at some point. It's a possibility. And then Sammy Guevara helped them out. I don't know why. When you're facing Cody at some point.
I don't know, but
that was my low point for Rampage. Anyways.
My only point is, once again, happy birthday, Brody. Still miss you, guy.
Yeah.
That would be my main point. Also NXT. Unfortunately, y'all still got me. It's some weird Stockholm syndrome shit. I'll be here, even if nobody else. I'll be here. Other than that, that's all I got.
I mean, until future shows make me come back, I might just catch a YouTube review.
It won't. Let me tell you right now, it won't. If it hasn't happened yet, it won't.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. This is what happens when you don't let the third. This is what happens when you don't let the third brand that was done by your son-in-law succeed. Sorry that it was more successful than whatever your current bullshit is on your main roster, but I guess Paul flew a little too close to the sun.
I guess so.
I will say this. I am appreciating Hangman's title run way more now after this match because I'm able to see the direction clear.
Okay.
Serena Deeb, you already know how I feel about that. That's going to hold a special place until we see everything come into fruition, which actually may make that shit grow even more. And that's clearly Brody King.
Clearly.
With the dialogue and everything. And if it's not, I'll be surprised. But and for those of you who are saying that, are they going to keep him as the name Brody? Look, it's a name. Everybody understands Brody Lee, and we appreciate everything that John Huber has done.
Brody King was Brody King at the same time.
Correct. And I think it would be a disservice to him to change the name just because somebody else had it. I mean,
Yeah.
just calm down. It's not going to be disrespectful to anybody else, so just leave it the fuck alone.
It'll
Leave
be
it
okay.
alone. You will all be fine. Plus,
I'm pretty sure even Brody Lee would be like, let that man have his name.
Exactly. So let's just pump the brakes a little bit. You guys don't know John Hubert's family like that. You didn't know John Hubert like that. You're part of the IWC, not the professional wrestling industry. So just keep that, where it is. But anyway, Scoop, where can these mother effers find you?
I'm saying, just roaming these streets, man. Roaming. Trying to make things right for myself. Things are
Jaeger's win got you completely fucked up.
Things are becoming more clear, and in time, all things will be revealed. It'll all be revealed, and just prepare for the ride.
Well, outside of renting space in Scoot's cerebellum, Jaeger, which pile of ladies can they find you under, my friend?
Yo. Hopefully AEW's roster, but speaking of which, why the hell is the bunny in a halfway lingerie outfit?
Right?
If that's ring gear, we might as well go back to Attitude Era. But anyway, aside helping Scoot get some clarity on ground level and helping Loki look for whatever the hell he's looking for right now. Yeah. Okay. Jaeger Bombastic, TikTok, IG, Xbox, PlayStation. Hit me up. Send me the invite to whatever game you playing. Let's kick it. But with holiday season being what it is, there's people that are thankful, and then there's people that are maybe not so much. Maybe feeling a little down. Maybe feeling like they need a Loki in their life.
True.
But can't. So when they need that little bit of a pick-me-up, I can really only think of one guy that can maybe help them with that.
Vince McMahon.
That's probably the exact opposite of who can help them.
He's going to reboot your life and make it a 2.0 special.
He's going to give you a new name. He's going to give you a Spartan mask with a Gimp outfit. Anyway.
You can get that pick-me-up on your daily dose of positivity at Lifestyle 1UP on all your podcast listening platforms, on your IGs, your Twitters, your TikToks, your YouTubes, all that good shit. But to shoot the shit and for all that normal shit that you guys wanted, if you want to come after me for saying the shit that I said about so on, so forth, and whatever, feel free. Lip Disley, IG, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, etc., etc. Hell, fucking Discord. That's also a thing. But as I warm up this too sweet before I sign off on this. Nice little, there it is. Bada, 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 bam. Whether you love the shit or hate the shit, don't forget to rate the shit. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Whether you have comments, questions, concerns, voice that shit down in the comment section below. Hit that notification bell for everything that we drop. I'm not finna list off everything. You know what it is. Just put T.A.G, and I'm pretty sure all of it will pop the fuck up. But if you want to make it easier for yourself without having to type for it, hit that mother effing subscribe button. That way, all the work is done for you that much easier. I promise, because then you'll get those notifications just pop up like that, and then you'll be like, oh shit, Tag just dropped something. Here, let me click on that shit. But that is what it is. But until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, I bid you all a adieu, a farewell, all that good shit. And until next time, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucking out.